Need to go live on Instagram. Okay, are we live? Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live. Hey,
Hey,
everyone.
Auntie.
Hey,
Hey.
Ash. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Hey, Auntie and Ash, where we are healing generations through
Yes.
conversation. Ash, we got to remember to do that.
I know. I feel like we always forget
We
to
do.
that part, but it's
We have
okay.
to remember our
We have
mission.
to
We are
remember
on a
that
mission to heal generations through
through
conversation.
conversation. Yes,
hmm
we are.
hmm
We are.
So, tonight, in part of our healing process and our healing journey,
Mhm.
we are having part 2 of Is Love Really Blind? So, Ash, can you give them just an overview of what we talked about last week, really quick, like 30 seconds
Okay, so we basically went through all of the couples, right? Of
on the
Love is
show?
Blind on the show of Love is Blind,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about some of the red flags we saw, right? Some of the
Mm-hmm.
things we were like, okay, that was pretty good, all of the things, and then
Mm-hmm.
we ended it with talking about like, is love really blind, right? And have we done the same thing that those people have done, and now we're just like entering back into the last half. I mean, well, not even last half, like the last 5 minutes of our conversation.
So
Of
yes,
last week.
yes. So we want to dive deep because um part of our motivation. No, that's not the word. I have a headache, y'all. So excuse me, my words aren't connecting well. But part of our target last week was to really talk about real life and is love
Yes.
blind and how have we had any of those situations where we had to turn a blind eye to be with a person. So to give her input and intake, that's probably not the right word, to give her perspective on is love really blind? We are welcoming a special guest, and I am so
Yes.
excited for this tonight. This is my sister
Yes.
from another Mister and another Mama. This is my sister, Sherry. We are going to add Sherry to the stage. This is Sherry Amour. Sherry. Is she there? There
Hey,
she
beautiful
is.
people. Hello,
Hi, sister.
hello.
This is a special episode because Sherry and I have all these deep dive conversations, as do Ash and I. But y'all see me and Ash every Friday.
Right.
But Sherry and I have had these conversations for years. And sometimes it's like, man, we wish people could be in on these deep conversations because they're so full of revelation and humor and all the things. So if we get a little buck wild, y'all getting a real up close and personal view.
Period.
So Sherry, we're going to turn the floor over to you so that you can introduce yourself, tell the people whatever you want them to know, and then we will dive into our own perspectives on is love really blind. I'm going to
Dun,
solo
dun,
you
dun,
out, girl.
dun. Oh no, don't put it all on me.
Yes.
I'm bashful. Hello. Thank y'all for welcoming me to you all's podcast. I'm excited to do all the things and like have good conversations about all the things. So thank y'all for welcoming me to the space. I'm looking forward to see what we will unpack in this conversation of is love blind? And I have been thinking about that, like, is it? And ever since that show came out, I'm like, is it? And that show makes me have so many questions. Like,
Spicy.
when it first came out, I was like, this is not real. Like, this cannot be real. Two people sitting in a pod trying to figure out if they are connected. Like, I don't think this is real. Is this show real? Was the question. Not is love
We in
blind, but
virtual reality.
is this real?
So Sherry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was ready to dive into Love is Real. Who am I? I am a lover of all things joy. I am a singer, songwriter here in the south suburbs of Chicago, Harvey World, as I like to call it. Yes, I'm a singer, songwriter. I am also a creative who enjoys nerding out. Being a project manager for projects that I believe in, such as like youth programming. And what else? I am a proud auntie of 7 combined nieces and nephews. So I don't know what else. I could just keep rambling. What else would you like to know?
Girl, that's good. Okay, I just wanted people to know like who they're seeing here. For those of you who don't know, and for those of you who are out there watching live, welcome to Hey Auntie and Ash. Ash is our residential millennial, and I am a Gen Xer. I think that's right. I always forget if it's an X, but no, it's X. And so this is the millennial takeover night. So your girl here, Auntie, gonna be a little quiet until the millennials get out of pocket.
Oh,
Then I gotta come
wow.
back. I gotta come back in and wrangle them in. So
Ain't nothing wrong with us
Literally,
millennials.
laughing on the inside because she literally was like Harvey World. I've never heard anybody.
For real?
Which also means you went to Thornton, right?
Well, actually, I'm on
Okay.
like I went to Thornwood because I'm really
Oh,
so
you are a traitor. Okay.
no. So where I live is like
Got you.
I'm on like the
cusp.
borderlines
Got
of
you.
things.
Okay,
So
girl.
yeah,
Okay,
but it's
okay.
it's Harvey World through and through. I rep my city,
Period.
Harvey World, the south
y'all
side
trying
to the
start
south
a
side of
gang
Chicago.
war. What is happening here? Gang war. See what I mean
It's
about
okay.
millennials?
It's
You see
okay.
that?
We about
See
to
that?
get into the show. We about to get
See,
into the
y'all
show.
see?
I
See,
gotta rep my city.
see,
that's
millennials. You'll never
Harvey
find a Gen
World.
Xer talking about repping the city and having gang wars. Anyway, okay.
No, because
So,
God
oh, because what now?
nothing. God is so good to us.
Uh-huh.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so we were talking about, is love really blind? So my burning question to both of you millennial ladies, have you ever, beyond if we think yes, love is blind or no, but have you ever been in a relationship, be it romantic, familial, or friendship, where you had to turn a blind eye to keep the peace?
Ooh.
Where you saw those flags were flagging. Them red flags was red flagging all around you. And you said, no, I'm just going to be quiet because I don't want to lose this person.
I'm gonna let Sherry answer because she's the best.
So as of right now, there are two specific. One is romantic, one is friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say for the romantic, I saw a red flag like early on. However, thus and so at the time, I kind of like rationalized it, like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm not giving him a chance, because I just had this like, it was like a subtle like like in my gut, and I was just like, well, I don't have any reason to like not give him a shot. So that was kind of me ignoring the little.
So Sherry, can you give us a little more substance? And like, first of all, let's preface this by, I'm going to get you out of solo. Let's preface this conversation with where we are all relationship status. I am married, been married. It'll be 12 years in May of this year.
Come on, 12 years.
Ash.
I'll be married 7 years in August.
Come on, 7.
And Sherry.
And I am happily spoken for. My honey and I, we've been together for a year and a half. Oh my gosh, a year and a half. Come next month, April. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're at the year and a half mark. So
Okay,
I'm happily spoken for.
Go,
okay,
girl.
so we have 2 married and 1 happily spoken for. And so we're talking again, for those of you who are watching, just come in the room. Thank you so much for being here. We are talking about, is love really blind? Sherry was giving us a little backstory because I asked the question, have these ladies ever been in a situation, relationship, familial, all that, romantic, friendship, where they had to tune a blind eye? They saw the red flags. The red flags was red flagging, but they stayed quiet. So Sherry is in a relationship. She is not referring to her current relationship.
Amen.
Sherry, I had to put that out there for you.
Thank
you know
you
how people
for
get with sound bites.
Thank you for the context. Thank you for the context.
So putting it out, thank you for the word context, because I'm sleepy and I have a headache. Words are flying away from me.
Teamwork. We're gonna work it out.
So Sherry, going back, you said you saw, this was in your dating period before Mr. Wonderful?
Mr. My Honey. Yes. So way back, I don't want to say way back when. I was about to start singing Erykah Badu, Stay Focused, Sherry. I just wanted y'all to know.
If you want to bust out in song, by all means, do your thing.
Sometimes you say a word and then somebody say a word, it's like so.
And Sherry is an amazing artist. So if she started singing, it would be a treat.
No, I'm not though. I'm stay focused. So yes, this was about, oh my gosh, let me do my math. I would say it's been about, I am about to be. So this was about 10 years ago, almost.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, is it 10 or 12?
Wait, hold on. Pump your brakes for a second. Is this the one that I need to fast and pray and go into my prayer closet about?
Yes.
Because let me make sure I get myself off the camera.
She said off the camera.
I don't want people to see the anger exuding from my face or skin.
Yeah, so this was about. I just did the math. It's been about 12 years, and I'm thinking specifically about this one. And I've dated, of course, since this particular person. But this one comes to mind when you say about the red flag. Because I remember on our very first date, like our very first date, on our very first date, I had this like this, like it was a really subtle, like, and I was like, well, why though? It's not like he did anything wrong, you know? And so, fast forward to like 2.5 years later, when I was like 2 weeks before my 30th birthday, we were like making plans of marriage. Shell even knows, because Shell was a part of that conversation. Didn't y'all even have a conversation? I feel like I remember him, like, I know you're very nervous about taking things to the next level. Shell, didn't y'all have a conversation, or am I making this up? I just remember he and I having conversations about it. Did you?
Unfortunately, we did. I just thought
about that, Shell. Oh my God. So we got real serious about marriage. Literally, he talked to Shell. And 2 weeks before my 30th birthday, I found out that he was engaged to a whole nother person.
One gat flipping man. Y'all
yes. And Shell witnessed that too. I did not make this up. Shell literally was in the same room with me
in the club
as it all unfolded.
And this is why I have to gather myself when we talk about him, because there is still some unresolved anger and unresolved rage in me. God, it has been all God that I have never run into this clown since. And one of Sherry's other friends ran into him. I was like, that ain't nothing but God, because that could not have been me. We don't even want to say.
I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
But
no church musician.
No.
Okay.
He ain't a musician, but he do
beyond musician.
He do preach. He do
preach.
He's a minister.
Oh yeah, you got to tell me.
He's
Go
a
ahead,
pastor.
continue. I'm not gonna mess up your stage.
He makes a mockery of the pulpit, is what he does.
Oh,
that ain't preaching.
That's look at Shell. So yes, on our very first date, that is the one. Like when I think about relationships and red flags, that is my point of reference that I often think about, because the red flag wasn't at the point, like when I had the it wasn't like a glaring red flag. It was like it was a subtle.
It was like a beep.
Yeah, it was that thing that I think I don't know if men get it, because I'm not a man, so I don't have that male energy. I don't know, but I will say every woman that I have ever met in my 51, almost 52 years, we all get that. Don't do it in our gut, in our shana, in our shunda. We get it. Whether we keep going or not. We all get it almost immediately.
Like some type of sign that's
something in our gut that says, and we will just bypass it. Go ahead, Sherry.
No, but I was just saying, but at that point, because I was like 27, 28-ish, I was 27. I didn't have enough. I met one in college and he was not engaged but married. Oh my God. Not married.
These clowns be clowning.
Yes.
They be clowning.
But the thing about it is, at that time, I didn't have enough. How do I say this? I guess I didn't have enough experience to say, when this is it's God, like keep it moving. You don't gotta that was my one experience in my life now, when that happened, or when something like the Holy Spirit speaks.
Is it like a gut, like the gut feeling?
Yeah, but I now know not to ignore it.
But Sherry, this is the thing. When we've been under traditional teachings, we are not taught that is God as well. Right?
We're not.
God is connected to, right?
Yeah.
That gut. Okay, continue.
And it's really
Yeah.
discernment, but
Yes.
also I want to give this as a little nugget to the viewers, to those out there. And Bianca, I'm so happy to see you, girl. And please keep engaging. Let us know if you want to go live with us. But that discernment, we shouldn't. The one thing I've learned, and this is a freebie, the one thing I've learned about that gut intuition, that my mind. Oh, did I almost do that? My mind's telling me no.
But my
No,
bad.
don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. I almost did it. I'm like,
I couldn't hear
blood of
myself in
Jesus.
silence.
But no, that thing, what I've learned about my relationship with God every time, that God always speaks first. That's that level of discernment, that gut intuition. He always speaks first. But the enemy that wants you to mess up your life, the enemy that wants you to waste time or whatever, it doesn't have to be big and dramatic and drastic, but the enemy that wants you to make a mistake or have regrets, he comes, God will say, and that's all. The enemy comes, no, give him a chance, because see, he's a good guy and you just gonna eliminate him for no reason. Girl, you close-minded. And what if you missing your blessing? And what if you gonna close? That could be your husband. That's the enemy. And he always comes with all of this reasoning, and he comes louder. God's like, and God don't come with a don't do it because of this, that. God will just say no. That discernment, that gut says, and you have no reason. But that second voice, it's always the enemy. And he comes with all of the reasons why this could be your husband.
And there's solid reasons. Ash, you was about to say something.
No, like she was saying, like, oh, but he didn't do. But sometimes, and I think I've seen one of my friends put this down, like somebody doesn't have to do something egregious or evil in order for you to walk away. Right?
Absolutely not.
We think that somebody has to do like this big thing, right? In order for you to walk away, when in all actuality, if it's not for you, you can. It's not for you,
right?
You know, like
And one of the things Sherry and I talked about a long time ago: all good men ain't your good man.
Very true.
He could be a good man, but that don't mean he for you.
That's true.
All good women, she might be a great woman, but that she might not be great for you.
That part.
And if your gut is saying no, you don't need a reason. I liken that to no. When people ask you want to go such and such, you want to do this? No, you don't have to give them an excuse. You don't have to come up with a lie. You don't have to come up with some long soliloquy. No is a complete sentence. Your gut is a complete sentence. Sorry, Sherry.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna wait.
Put that in the chat.
What? Put what in the chat?
What did you say? Your gut instinct is the complete sentence.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sherry.
No, that's true. I have a different. She used to challenge me a lot, and I'm getting better at it. My homegirl Lynn, she would always, say to me, she would challenge me like, stop feeling like you have to give an explanation when your answer is no. Just know, hey, I'm not available, and that's it. And sometimes I will over explain, like the people who are like close to me, like people I consider like close friends. I'll be like, my apologies for X, Y, and Z. And sometimes she'll be like, girl, you don't owe me. Like it ain't like we made plans, and then you had to. Like in those circumstances, okay, but like when life is life and you ain't get back to me, it's okay. So, so that I guess that's the tendency of just wanting to. Is that a form of people pleasing? I don't know.
It is.
Yes, because I do the same thing. I do.
And often women, we suffer. Of course, men, y'all speak for yourself. If it's a man out there, come on in the chat, talk to us. But often women deal with this so much more because we want to be liked and received, and we don't want to come off, especially as Black women. Now, all women deal with this, all races, ethnicities, and all that. But Black women especially, because we've been so stigmatized with the angry Black woman syndrome, the trope that we want to be accommodating. We want to be nice. We don't, it used to be back in the day, you walk down the street. I remember as a teenager walking down the street, a guy doing the cat calls. And if you didn't speak to them, well, be you not that fine to begin with. Well, Negro, why are you trying to talk to me to begin with? And I'm one of those women, even as a teenager. So why are you trying to talk to me then? Now see, she mean and she confrontational and she that. You are outside catcalling me. I didn't ask for your attention. But we're so busy trying to be likable that it's like, well, give him a chance. And then we get in these huddles of other women who are single who, well, girl, maybe your standard's too high. And maybe you're
too picky.
Girl. And your gut is never wrong.
Yeah.
The
And
only way
it
your gut
wasn't.
is wrong. The only way your gut is wrong. And I'm not relating this to the voice of God in this moment, but the only way your intuition is wrong, I'll say that,
Okay.
is if it's birth and the root of it is in trauma.
Facts upon facts.
Yeah. That's the only way.
Facts upon, if I would have allowed my trauma to impede on me knowing my husband, I would be husbandless in this ghetto market. Okay. It's ghetto.
In the piss pool.
Y'all, we have to not. So here's my thing about that.
Oh my!
Okay,
God.
People say,
and I gotta do better because I told my brother, he's like, it's pissed, and I said, don't say that.
No, and you because I learned. So I went through. I had a, and I'm not ashamed to admit this. I went through it. I had a dating coach before I with my now honey.
Okay,
I went through. Yeah, I was in this like 12-week.
She said, "Yeah."
I was in this 12-week, masterclass dating coaching program. And one of my takeaways, and it was one of the best experiences for me on many different levels. And one of the things that was the takeaway that one of the dating coaches would talk about is like being very intentional about like what you say and your expectations, because it's like if you think, oh, there are no good men out there, and it's like, no, there are good men out there, and then really like drill down to like maybe why do we say that? That is that coming from a place of fear? Is it based off of one bad experience?
Right.
And sometimes, shout out to the ladies, sometimes we just don't make ourselves approachable.
And Sherry, let me chime in because Sherry will and real unhealed don't make us. She said real unhealed. Sherry said don't make ourselves available, and sometimes we have that perspective because we're the ones with the bad picker.
Yes.
If your picker is off, it's like bobbing for apples. If you bobbing for apples and you just keep picking rotten ones and you don't take a moment to turn on a light to find the good, shiny, juicy, good apple, that's not on the apples. That's really on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Sherry and I used to get to this conversation because she really thought women were perfect. We don't do anything wrong. We used to have this conversation. She's like, Sherry.
I really did, Ash. I really did. Because I was like, oh my God, like, what can we do? What can we do wrong?
Baby.
But it's,
I'm like, women be special too. So
I'm learning. I got it together now.
She's better now. Got us kicked out the garden. What you mean?
Yeah, girl. But this is a long time ago. I'm not gonna hold her to her past. But in her past, we used to get into these conversations. I'm like, girl, we be special too. Okay.
Like, what can we possibly do?
Girl. Okay, so we having a good time. But we didn't talk about your red flags in friendship.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna solo you out.
Oh gosh, you and this singling me out. I feel all alone without y'all here. I don't like being singled out. I don't like it. I'm all about teamwork, and I don't feel like we're working as a team in this.
Sherry, come on.
Behind you, girl.
So in friendship, I'll speak in more recent times. I had a situation with a friend who I noticed how they treated other people in situations, and when me and this friend had a falling out recently. Well, I guess, can you say recently? It's been almost a year and a half. 2 years. When we had a miscommunication, or I still to this day don't know what happened. But the way this particular friend handled our misunderstanding, miscommunication, while it was a shock to me, I had to process and say, wait a minute, how this friend handles other situations when there is conflicts was something that I was like, maybe I shouldn't be shocked by this, because I've witnessed how this person has treated other people in other situations where there was a misunderstanding or, miscommunication of some sort. But I just never thought that it would come down to like me and this person having this type of a disconnect. I'm like, hey, if we got an issue, let's talk it out. But I had to come to realize that, how friends treat other friends, that is how they'll treat you. But I never looked at it like that until, you know, there was a misunderstanding, miscommunication on our end. And is that a red flag? But it's one of those things like when you're living life, like you're having friends, you don't look at it as like, oh, this is a red flag per se, you know. But in hindsight, it's like, oh, okay, I see that. I see that. Oh, I see that.
So we're talking about is love blind, and then as it pertains to the red flags, like exploring the red flags in relationships. So I really want to hone down on this question because we started with the show, and I love that show. Ashley loves the show too. Sherry's not really on board, but her honey is.
Come on, honey.
I know, right? But
He'd be watching it.
what are the implications of us? Okay, I want to do a pros and cons. So what are the pros of love being blind in relationships, and what are the cons? Like, what are the benefits? Why is it beneficial to walk around with this blinded by love kind of thing when you're dealing with people? Okay, Sherry, come on. You want me to solo you out?
No.
She don't like it.
I don't like the solo out business.
I know. I was being funny, but go ahead.
I'm really a shy person, guys.
Girl, bye.
So I think we need to go back to the basics on this question because is love blind? Like I remember when that show came out and I was like, what does this mean? Because at the core of my belief system of what love, like I mean, is it love though? Like, it's like I don't know if love is really blind because my core value belief of love is that it's a decision more than anything.
Yes, me too.
Yes. So I guess when I hear is love blind, I'll be like, I think about that E song. It can take over your mind. Y'all remember that? Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
Millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Millennial.
Come on, Ash.
This the remix. Millennial.
It's okay if you wasn't a part of the Rough Riders. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But I don't know anything about that. And then probably when that song came out, I was real saved. What I mean by that, I'm still saved. But that all I listen to is gospel, the gospel. If it wasn't Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, Marvin Sapp, I wasn't hearing it.
But when that song came out, it was very catchy. But I remember my train of thought thinking like, is it like I just remember that like, is love? It'll take over. Like I feel like we paint this picture that love is blind, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, love is not blind. It is really a decision. It is an intentionality. So I just get stuck on that question. Like, so that's why I'll be like,
okay, so I want to chime in
sorry
here
to take
because
the fun out of
no, you're good. So I want to chime in because I think yes. And here's why I say yes and. In the form of a noun, yes, love is blind. In the form of a verb, love is not blind.
Girl,
y'all want me to expound? You want me to expound?
Go ahead.
Yes,
I'm letting you in our conversations
the
on the phone.
Wordsmith over here.
Stop. But seriously, because if we're talking about the act of loving someone, that feeling, right? You can love a person and never see them again, never have any interaction with them again, but you still love them. Okay. You still have that feeling, that care for them. You still know that they hold a certain place in your heart and you might pray for them, but you have to walk away from them. Right. But the act of loving a person, that verb form where you're still in the person's life, there's still the exchange of ideas and space and interactions and events, and we still experience life together. That is not blind. It cannot. If it is blind, it's going to cause and wreak havoc and destruction.
Right. But this is
so the act of being with the person, because can you think of a person that you love that you don't talk to, but you still love them?
Yes.
Right. And you still really love them, but you know that their kind of love or their kind of interaction, it wreaks havoc in your life. And for whatever reason, you had to discontinue and disconnect and you still love them. It's that kind of love that we talk about when we're talking about God. There is, yes, people always say, but God is love, as if to put this umbrella on our sin and our deception and our all of the horrible things that we do. Like, I can do whatever and God loves me. He does.
He does.
And and you're still accountable for your own actions. So when he says, "Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, for I never knew you," he still loves you.
Okay.
But you are a worker of iniquity, and he ain't got no relationship with you.
Facts.
But he loves you though, because he created you and he is love. So that I think he transferred to us, where we can wait a minute, for self-preservation, for me not to go wayward, for me not to lose my life messing with this person. I need to disconnect, but I still have that feeling, that noun, that person, place, or thing, that feeling. But I just cannot do a verb with this person.
Facts.
I cannot do a verb with this person.
But I also, so this is why I believe love is blind, is because I think that, like when Sherry said that it's a decision, right? That's an act of faith, right? Whatever is happening, like it's not seen. You don't know what the outcome is, right? So to a certain degree, I do think that it's blind. However, love is also intelligent.
Absolutely.
So even though it might be blind and you might be making a decision, right? When I say love is intelligent, just like that whole thing you saying, like you can still love somebody and be disconnected, right? Like love is intelligent. You should be able to know that you can love a person and also let them go.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, it's a yes and too.
Okay.
It's the love noun and love verb. So it's like, okay, if I love noun you, I can love noun you and you can be a mass murderer.
Now wait, friends. I don't know about that one.
Why not? So tell me, hold up, pump your brakes. Tell me what happens with a parent, because I came from, y'all know.
That's true. I'm talking
that's what
about
I mean.
me.
No, you too.
Right?
Sweet pea. I'm talking about, we gave birth to kids.
Yeah.
Kids can do whatever. They can turn out to be whatever. And that there's nothing like a mother's love. Now that don't mean you can be in my place and kill me. No, but I can love you from afar and really love you and really pray for you and really hold a space in my heart and my soul for you. But I'm not going to love verb you.
Facts.
If that love verb is putting me in harm's way and bringing danger and slicing away my humanity and my peace and my substance, I gotta love noun you only.
Right.
So, you know, when we talk about that blind thing, no, I shouldn't have to go blind to love verb you.
No.
I shouldn't have to. I should be able to, because when we love verb, the action, the act of a love, right? When we love verb, we should be in a relationship that is give and take, that is reciprocal, that, you know, you can take your qualms and your issues with people. And I brought that up because when we talk about friendship, in Sherry and my early days, this was the beginning phases of my healing journey, right? When we met, Sherry and I have been friends for 18 years. Is that what we said,
did
Sherry?
the math recently, and I don't. Was it 18?
It was 18. We were floored. I was like, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, girl. Because this was soon after a year or two after my last suicide attempt.
Okay.
We met each other at the same church. And
wow.
Yeah, Sherry was very young. I was because Sherry's 12 years my junior, and this was 18.
Okay.
So the fact is that because I was in the beginning phases of my healing when we met, although Sherry liked me as a person and all this, I still had these disruptive
patterns,
things, personalities and patterns. Yes. So I could go MIA for how long, Sherry, at a time?
Girl.
It was bad.
I don't know, Shell. I don't know.
It was bad.
Maybe 3 weeks. I don't know, 3 weeks.
It could be 3 weeks, a month and a half. Sherry calling, and I'm not responding. I'm not
answering. Like what?
You know why? Because in my dysfunction at the time, and again, this was the beginning of my healing journey, very beginning, right after the last suicide attempt and mental hospital and all the things. I would, if I'm going through things,
then I'm gonna say to myself, I'm inward. Type of thing. I know how that is. I
don't want to be a burden. Nobody really cares anyway. You know, people are going to judge. They don't really want to hear it, all the things. And more than anything, it was, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to come rain on your parade. You're having a good life. And here I am in my trauma, my drama, my dysfunction, raining all over your life. So let me just
Let me
unplug.
go over here with my stuff. I know.
Mhm.
I get the whole ideal.
Yeah.
So we're talking. She'd be calling or reaching out until finally I
Hey
get a
girl,
message
I
like,
can hit
okay,
you
her
now.
Yeah.
voice.
Where
Now
you
you hear Sherry's voice, right? You hear
at?
how sweet and high it is. That
Yes.
voice level would drop on that voicemail. Okay, now Michelle. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I need to call her back.
Ash, I tell people all the time, Ash. I tell people this sweet can get real sassy
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sour.
It's
But
some
you
salt in that
choose.
sweet. It's some
I know
salt in
that's
that sweet.
right.
Choose. I let people choose.
So I brought that up
Look,
because
I don't blame you. Because when you
isolation,
love
that's the
somebody, you
word.
like, ma'am,
That's the word.
Yeah.
I would
But there's only
isolate.
so
So
far. I
yeah,
can
Yeah.
absolutely. But that's what I wanted to introduce. Like because we've established that love can be both, right? Depending the love verb, love noun thing, blind and not. But when we're in the action verb kind of thing, the action love, not action verb, but the action love kind of thing, the verb. When do we say, okay, this person is toxic as opposed to this person needs support? Because had Sherry looked at me as the toxic person that I was, because I was, had she looked at me as this toxic person, she wouldn't know this person that's not healed, ED, but I've done a lot of the work. She wouldn't know me today because she would have been like, I can't be blind. This person's toxic.
But see,
I'm out.
But there's a difference, though.
I think
That's what I want to
The
know.
reason
That's
why
what I
I
want to
say
know.
that is because, wait, and I don't mean to impede, but
That's what I want to know.
you also were like, there's a difference between somebody who wants to suck you dry with their problems and somebody that's saying, I don't want to be a burden, but it's like, I'm low right now. I don't want to make you low. There's a level of consideration there to me that a person can work with, right? Because you're basically saying, like, I don't want to dump my stuff on you. And low key, the question is, can you hold space for me right now? And now this person gets to make a decision, right? Of whether they want to hold space.
Yeah.
Versus you just like, oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole nother different thing. But you can take me off this solo, alien.
But as you're saying what I was saying, because there's a difference, like you said, with someone we don't have to be singled out.
Come on, Sherry, keep
us millennials are all about the teamwork. This is a
talking,
conversation.
Sherry.
We're at a kitchen
We're
table.
still
talking.
here, girl. We're still here.
Lord. But like Ash was saying, there's a difference, and that's what I was getting at. With like, there's a difference between somebody sucking you dry, and that's toxic behavior, versus someone who just, don't want to be inconsiderate. So like, I would not consider you as toxic during that time. Like when you just said that, now I was like, I would never say that or categorize you as being a toxic person, because toxic people are people who are like intentionally doing things to like hurt people. Like that, to me.
Okay, so now you just triggered something.
That's what makes me think of a toxic person.
Okay,
like you're doing all the things, but not.
You said intentional, and I say.
So here's spicy.
Wait. I say this because, like, even in my book, I had to write about, and Sherry, you have the book, you read the book, Sherry commented on the book. Do you remember the chapter about the boogeyman and how I became my own boogeyman? I wasn't intentionally torturing my life or others, but it was happening. You know what I mean? So it's like having to really confront myself and confront how the dysfunction was wreaking havoc in my personality and my life and opportunities. I had to face it. And it may sound like I'm being hard on myself, but it was really something that I had to go through to be honest with myself. Like, these are toxic behaviors. These are toxic patterns. And whether they're intentional or not, it's like running over a person on the road. Exactly. It might not be vehicular homicide, but it might be manslaughter. You still might have to pay for it, right?
Because toxicity doesn't have to be intentional.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And that's and unintentional toxicity.
Duly
Maybe
noted.
I should have said that. I was
Duly
unintentionally toxic, Sherry, because I wasn't intending, of course, but there was some toxic behaviors. And I say that because even in those times, although I was consumed by my own thoughts. When we are in isolation, it's because we're listening to those degrading thoughts, and the what's the intrusive thoughts. We're listening to the intrusive thoughts, but we're consumed with self. So in those 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month and a half where I'm dipping and dodging and ignoring Sherry, I'm thinking, I don't want to lay my stuff on her, and I don't really know what I'm feeling, because it was, like I said, the beginning stages of my healing. And I wasn't as self-aware as I am now, but I wasn't concerned with Sherry and how it would make her feel. Do you get what I mean? Like, Sherry, what if you were going through things in that moment and you needed me? I wasn't there for you. I was too busy being consumed by my own stuff. So that's not friendship, right? And yeah, friends go through seasons just like any other relationship. But in those moments, I was consumed only with Michelle.
Gotcha.
And so that is toxic behavior when you're in a relationship. It's how you relate one to another, not just Sherry being there for me and making space for me. I wasn't making space for her in those moments. It was just about me. I got to pull away. It's so all consuming from Michelle. I'm just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, it was unintentionally toxic. I wasn't trying to hurt her, but I also wasn't trying to be there for her either.
I guess I never really looked at toxic as being unintentional. Because every time I think of toxic, I just think of certain people in my life who this. I was about to say something.
I know.
Inappropriate, because we're on live stream. We're not on the phone. But like when people are I that's where I would categorize toxicity. But that makes sense too. I guess. Yeah, when I think of toxic, I just think of like intentional behavior.
No, I get that.
But to me, I'd be like, okay, that's unhealthy behavior, or you're not being a friend, or like allowing yourself to be friend. Because I do have, someone in my life who, because I'm one of those people. I say all the time, let your friends be your friends. Like that's how part of how I live. Like sometimes we could be such givers, and it's like sometimes you need to lean on them people you call friends. So let your friends be your friends. Like so, but I have a person in my life who it just got to a point where I was just like, I don't know how to be your friend because you're not allowing me into your space. I'm not a one-sided type of person. And we had to have a come to Jesus conversation. And I was just like, I'm at a place now where I'm just like, I don't have anything to give to you. Like, I don't want to share nothing else with you about my life because you don't share anything with me about yours. And I'm not a friend. I'm not a friend who's like a one-sided thing. Like I have an expectation to have an exchange with the people that I call friends. Like that's just me. But I had to learn, and I'm learning today that behavior, I guess that could be I don't know, but
I get where you coming from.
That type of behavior, I
understand.
I would never categorize her as being toxic.
It's toxic behavior, even if it's not intentional.
And
it's
I'm
toxic
telling you because I don't like that. I've been in situations where you talking. So, girl, what's going on with you? Nothing. I just now wait, look. Hey, girl. Now wait, girl. I just was pouring out my life story. And you have nothing. Okay. And then those are the people that be collecting the bones. Nah, friend, going on.
And that's another, that brings up another conversation with one of my other friends. So a conversation she and I were having about this person in her life. And I should have had her on here tonight too, but a person in her life who does that same kind of thing. And I had to tell her after we kind of dug under the surface stuff, I said, I truly believe that is a person because often some people want to befriend you because they think they're better than you.
Facts.
Huh?
I know. So this person in her life, she thinks she's above her. And so, there are certain conversations they can't have. My friend will be just open and this friendly person, and she's doing the collecting and giving the advice and the sage wisdom, even though she doesn't really have sage wisdom because this isn't a person who's authentic at all. This is a person who deals in facades, but because of a different level job and, you know, some possessions, she feels like she's better than my friend. And it's like, girl, tell her to kick rocks. You know, have your boundaries. You're not somebody, and that brings a whole nother conversation in the different things we get from different friends. There are some people, I've had people attach themselves to me and call me friend.
Yeah.
And I wasn't their friend.
Yeah. I've had that
because
too.
they saw me in that light of coach, you know, and speaker, teacher. And it's like they attach themselves, and it's like all they attached themselves for was what I could give them.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to them trying to get anything because I already knew there was nothing. I
For
hate to
you
say it that
give me.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because it sounds like, who do you think you are, girl? But you know, there are certain places you can go that you can't help me in that area. So why would I go to you and ask you?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
Very
like
true.
going. It's like going to a person who's a hundredaire, asking them how to be a millionaire.
Right.
You can't tell me how to be. I would never teach somebody how to be a millionaire because I'm not a millionaire. Like that's just not. Yeah. So it's like there are people, and it wasn't that I was putting myself in that position to be their friend. It was they, you know, met me through coaching, and I'm on the stage, and they I like her.
Yeah.
Right. I like her, and I'm like, yeah, I like you too, but
from a distance.
And no harm, no foul, no anything. It's no pride or anything, but it's like when I say friend,
I mean friend.
Yeah. Thank you for being a friend.
That's right. I mean friend. I mean like late in the midnight hour.
Hello. And I don't have to put on a face, which I don't anymore. But I don't have to put and if I'm having a horrible day, I can talk to Sherry, I can talk to Tani, I can talk to Ashley. Like, girl, it's rough out here in these streets, and I don't have the light right now.
That's it. That's it.
Can you shine a little of yours on me, or you trying to shine? I'm like, I don't need that right now. Exactly. I don't even want the light. Leave me in the darkness for about 35, 40 minutes, please.
Oh, no, but to be able to call someone friend as I'm getting older, and I've heard the old folks say this back in the day, you know, they say the older you get, your circle becomes smaller. And all things. And I would just say overall, I'm just grateful for the community of people in my life that I do call friends.
Me too.
Because it is a blessing to be able to have a community. And I guess I didn't realize the importance of that until I've gotten older. Like when you a teenager, you just like out here. You just like, you know, not that friendships in high school isn't important, because it is. But the older we get, you just start to be like, oh man, like,
because you don't, as a teenager, you don't really know yourself. You think you do. You think you know everything, but you don't know yourself yet. So if you don't know yourself, you don't even know what you need. So as a teenager, of course, you know.
I mean, and then you can still carry friends from high school.
I still do. Yes, I still have a circle of friends. Right now,
I have one.
A greater meaning of friendship right now versus then, or if those people have traveled with you and you guys still have that type of intimacy.
That's the word. That's the word, Ash. The intimacy, that is it. If I take a step back, and the friend I was just telling you guys about, who I was just like, I don't want to share anything with you because, but that's what it is. It's that friendship intimacy, to value like the beauty of that.
Yes,
that was it. The
I mean, I
intimacy.
think, and I've been in. Oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all. My husband is over here watching this horrible movie. Nevertheless, this just made me think about a friend that I had, and recently we stopped being friends. Reason being was like toxic. Okay, and what I mean by toxic, like, I'm trying to say it without saying it.
Okay.
So like basically,
come on, Royal Blue.
She came to this event or whatever. It was my birthday.
Okay, birthday.
And, you know, everybody just like kidding. We like, you know, you know, laughing and laughing and laughing. And all of a sudden, people don't understand this, but when you're unhealed, there are so many things that you hear that may not be true. I could be saying, girl, your hair is silky and blah, blah. It feel like the hair of my, friend, bub, whatever. And you could be hearing, girl, she's saying her hair napping. Like,
Right.
Or she's saying I'm wearing a wig.
Exactly. So
True.
this person had heard all of these things.
Unhealed hearing. Okay.
And was, kind of was like, look, I need to talk. I just need some space, blah, blah. But when they brought the situation to me, Mommy. I'm thinking that, yes, baby. I'm thinking it's that blue. It is blue. I'm thinking that it is something egregious, right? Mm-hmm. That she's about to bring to me. You're bringing to me this because you think that my people, my family, my other friends were saying these things to you. Oh, wow. She's like, you didn't hear it? No. Then she asked our other friend, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I felt like I had checked every box in our friendship. Wow. When she was going through, like really tough things, I felt like I was there. And it's just like, what do you mean? Like, I've done everything. Yeah. Like, and it just goes to show you, like, you can do everything correct.
Girl, please.
Yeah.
Don't even finish that sentence.
Correct. And it's still,
you're going to have me taking up the collection plate.
Because there is a certain amount of healing that is not there. Wow. They will never be able to see it.
That's a certain amount of healing that's not there. It is the filter, because we hear through the filters of our experience. Right? Yes. And we hear through the filters of our experience and the filters of our level of healing, the filters of our emotional intelligence. It's a lot of things that we hear through, right? Mm-hmm. And also sometimes people are holding on to resentments towards you, and all they need is one more little thing.
And I've been in friendships like that too. Wow. Where, and this person was like, we were like, now my other friend, we was like, but this other friend, we were like, You know, like, you had that friend, you like,
we're like,
there you go. You know, like everybody knows. We were like this. But one thing I'm gonna say, some red flags started coming up. Because I felt like I had to be joyful all the time around. Like, to a certain degree, I felt like there was, like, if I was feeling bad or I was having a depression day or I was having a sad day, I somehow had to end it on an up note, right? Or
toxic positivity.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You felt like you had to have toxic positivity with this particular person?
Yes.
Is it because? Is it why was that? I'm trying to.
So this person. So okay. We had grown up in a traditional, like, apostolic churches. We both had.
Okay.
And then this person ventured off and went into just like more spirituality stuff. And she saw this as her way to like come out of, I guess, emotional things or whatever. And it seemed to be more of a source of light for her, right? Than where we had come from. So now I'm on this positivity vibe and I'm blah, blah. And your vibes they're clashing, right?
That's what she would say with you.
Yes. Okay. With my joyous vibes and blah, blah.
We're not on a high vibrations.
Yes.
And Sherry.
So, but they were, and so this is the thing. When I say this thing, I can't say this person was just a horrible friend. I cannot say that. This is a yes and situation. Yeah. So I just want to preface that for anybody who seems like, girl, she talking about you. It's a yes and situation. Okay. So anyway, this person is just, I'm vibing, I'm so and so. But I felt like, that because I had struggled with rejection so bad and abandonment, right? You cling like, no, I can't lose my friend. No, no. And I just moved to a new city. And this person was in this city. And this person was generous enough to let us stay with them. And, all of the things. But they were going through a metamorphosis. And I was trying to gain my footing. And it was life-lifing. But in the interim of that, fast forward, this person had an idea to do something. Okay. It was this idea. they hadn't. So just say, Sherry, you tell Michelle, I want to do this, but you never do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Michelle comes to you and it's a similar idea, right? But when she comes to you, she said, hey, I got a similar idea. And I think I remember you saying this, but I'm not going to do this if you're not okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the function, right? Because that's what friends do. Oh no, I'm okay with it, blah blah.
And she wasn't.
And then comes back 3 or 4 weeks later and say, no, I'm not okay with it. So I'm like, okay. But me being who I am spiritually, I already felt, I know my spirit went into panic and was like, she finna stop trying to be friends with you.
Oh, wow. You instantly knew that.
I instantly knew it. And my conversation to her was like, because I felt like in my spirit, you now see me differently. Right? And so I tried to have the conversation of like, but I wasn't trying to blah blah so and so. And this was it was a specific line that something it did like this in me. And it was like something about I would never want to be in competition with my friends. I don't want to be in the same, that type of thing. And I'm just like, and we were into some of the same things. So I'm just like, I never thought we would ever be in competition. And that was the one thing, that was the snap that was just like, it made my little girl go inside and be like this.
Yeah.
Right. And so from that conversation, we never had another conversation again.
Oh, wow.
And so what I want to offer in that,
but what I mean by that is, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Because I'm the one.
This is my interpretation. You already felt like
this
wasn't working.
Yep.
So you took
it was the
that
straw
moment. And you was like, now I got a way out.
It was the straw that broke the camel's back for her. And that's partially, we get those straws. Yes. And I say this because I used to be a straw carrier.
Oh, not a straw carrier.
We get those straws. I'm not a straw carrier anymore. I haven't been for a few years now. But we get those straws, the straw that broke the camel's back, because we don't stand up and say something when it's not a straw, but a twig.
Like I'm not really
because I'm not addressing, because my emotional intelligence, I'm immature in that area. So I don't know how to communicate in a way that's not, I don't love me enough to be my own advocate. And so when we love ourselves, and like I said, I haven't been this straw carrier for a long time, but for some years. But before, when I was the straw carrier, I didn't love Michelle enough to say, hey, Michelle, you deserve to get what you want in a relationship too. So stand up and say, hey, when you did this, you might not have meant it for harm, but it hurt my feelings. Or before you start to accumulate these straws. See, I was the straw carrier. I would accumulate and let them just build up and build up and build up until I went MIA and told you deuces with the middle finger, right?
You did.
And guess what? If that's what you chose at the end of the day, then God bless.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That is being emotionally immature also. See, I'm very transparent. I've had to grow. That's what healing is. Healing is growing, right? You once were this, now you're that. So I used to be that. I won't say anything. I'll just let it pass. Because innately there's a part of you, even though you are immature, innately, like, this person loves me. They're not trying to do that.
Yeah.
But also when you love yourself, you can't mind read, so you don't know what their intentions are. So it's your responsibility when you walk in love towards yourself to stand up and say something. Right. And give the person the opportunity to say, hey, oh my gosh, I didn't know that's what I'm so sorry. I would never, because when you give that person the opportunity to speak up, it can heal that space of misinterpretation. It can heal that thing. You're like, oh shoot, I was tripping that day. She didn't mean that. That's not even who she is. As opposed to being the straw carrier, assuming that they meant, assuming their intention was for bad. So now you've made a case for this against this person.
Yeah, and I will attest to, I remember there are 3 specific friendships for an extended period of
Mhm.
time that we had this falling out, and this falling out happened around a situation in regards to my relationship with my dad. Like we have an estranged relationship now, but at the beginning of my relationship with my father, like breaking off, I had 3 specific friends who I felt weren't supporting me on a particular project that I was working on. And at that time, Sherry wasn't emotionally mature enough to say, hey, friend, I didn't feel supported when fill in the blank. I just I just carried the straws and just went MIA, right? And having all of these things. And so sadly, one of my friends, one of my homegirls, I think I was acting, I stopped talking to her. I faded to black. I think that went on for like maybe, I would say maybe a month and a half. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, excuse me.
And
Go ahead.
she would ask me like, hey, Sherry, I'm noticing something's different about you. Is everything okay? And I would just lie, call it what it is. Call it what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when one time we had went out to hang out, I was acting real poker face-ish, had the poker face on. And then when I came home, I felt convicted because I'm like, girl, you done went out here, hung out with her, acting like everything is fine. And you ain't say not a thing.
Ain't gonna thing.
And who fault is that? Right?
Yeah.
And so and then so one day I had to just call her up and I said, hey, you know what, friend? You asked, is something wrong? And I have to be honest with you, something has been wrong for X amount of time. And here's what happened. And she was like, oh my gosh, Sherry, I'm so sorry. Like, you felt I wasn't supporting you, but the reason why I didn't do what you were hoping I would do is because I knew you had it. Like, I didn't think you needed my support. So you come off as having it all together. But this other friend of ours, I was like, I gotta, make sure they stay on top of it because they don't be on top of it like you.
Right.
But I will do better, as they say, check on your strong friends. And I was like, okay.
Yes.
So after she and I had that, that's my G, like that's my girl. But that was the beginning of me healing to learn to, like Shell said, learning how to advocate for yourself, because when you love yourself enough, you can have those healthy conversations and you don't got to be out here acting out. And sadly, I had 2 other friends during that time. We went years. I mean, years without talking because I was carrying this straw. And like one of my friends, we just my last of the 3, we just patched it up like a year and a half ago. And when we had our come to Jesus talk and I told him like what was going on, he was like, I was trying to figure out like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, and I didn't know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
So long story short, to what you said, Shell, like I had to evolve to that place of when you love yourself enough, you will advocate for yourself. And that's why I feel disappointed when I was telling you about my friend earlier, who there's this disconnect. I am disappointed in her not choosing to stand up to say whatever I did, if it's something I did that offended her, to just say, hey, that wasn't cool, whatever it is, because you're assuming that I know and I don't know. But just to love yourself enough to be like, yo, I need to speak up. But like you guys are just making me realize, like when you're not in a healed place or an emotionally mature place, you're throwing all the other things on top of really what the issue is versus advocating for yourself, loving yourself enough.
And then, let's add this, and real friends will not be mad about you advocating for yourself.
They absolutely will not just friends, but romantic relationships, familial relationships. If I bring something to you and we're related and I'm telling you this is how I feel, it shouldn't be an argument. I shouldn't get cursed out. I shouldn't, all the things you have to go through because that's not a real relationship, period. And when we really love ourselves, it is on us to create and communicate our boundaries. It is not on Sherry, Ashley, anyone else, all the Lees out there. It's not on them. It's not on them to assume, to mind read. No, when you love you, You should be your biggest and your best advocate. And that means that when you feel something, when you sense something, when you experience something, that you speak up and you speak out. And it doesn't have to be confrontational. It doesn't have to be accusatory. It can just be, hey, I'm owning this. This is what I felt when this happened. I don't know your intention, but that's why I'm bringing it to you, to give you the opportunity to tell me what your intention was.
That's it.
So that I don't have to turn a blind eye, or so that I don't remove myself from your vicinity, because I have the gift of lacing up them shoes and I'm out. I get that. That's the easiest thing for Michelle to do. That's the easiest thing for me, because I love me by myself.
I had a friend who had this.
I do.
Who had
I do.
I know.
I had the gift of goodbye.
I met you. I will go back to the day
I will go
before.
back, girl. I will go back to let's say we met in 2010 or 11. I'll go back to 2002.
I know that's right.
I don't even know anybody that might know you.
That might know you. So, your sister be like, "Hey, girl."
Who you talking? You talking to Sherry? Sherry, you know her, girl. I will act like God never created you. Okay. So but the
that's
point,
not healthy either.
It's not. Which is why. And see, this is the point. Y'all know my background. I'm good with my space being by myself. Yeah. I am great with me. Okay. Mm-hmm. So anything that I do coming out of the shell, it's intentional. If I call Sherry, it's intentional. If I call Ashley, if we talk, it is intentional, because it is first nature, not second. First nature for me to be alone. So if I am interacting with you, feel blessed. Okay. Understand that you are blessed. I'm tripping a little bit, but there's some honesty to that. Know that you're loved. Seriously, no, for real. Know that you are loved for real. Like Bianca in here, I love Bianca. I've never met her in person ever. We've been internet friends for over a decade. Oh, wow. Bianca Fly, it's just amazing. But know that if I shout you out, if I talk about you, if I talk to you, know that I love you, because it is first nature for me to be by myself. So with that being said, is love blind? I think we've established that we shouldn't have to be blind. Mm-hmm. We can address issues that we see. That we experience in respect and honored for ourselves first and the person second. Yeah. We should be able to do that to have beneficial, fruitful relationships. But Sherry, before we log off, this should have been a part 2 conversation. It's an hour and 7 minutes in, and we still talking.
Wait a minute, how long? These supposed to be an hour?
1 hour, girl.
Oh, okay, we ain't doing too bad.
No, but
it's the grace period.
I still want to talk though. I want to talk about something special. So we were talking about is love blind. I think we've said, even with Bianca Flying, her beautiful not impact. What am I trying to say, ladies? Help me, please. With her input. That's the word. With her beautiful input. Thank you, Bianca Fly, and all the replay viewers and everyone. But can you and Ashley briefly tell us about a time where, because you didn't stand up, because you didn't advocate for yourself, because you did turn a blind eye, how that relationship impacted you? Something you lost or something you gained because of being blind? Sherry, I'm going to solo you out.
No, you don't have to do that. Why can't we be back on the full screen?
Come on, Sherry. You know what this is.
I know, but like me and Ed don't like this. That's the millennials. We don't like this.
I promise it's the millennials.
I need to be able to see like your facial expression.
That's what I'm saying.
We can hear you. You know we're here. It's like God. Okay, just imagine you're talking to God right now. You can hear him, but you can't see him. But go ahead.
Love really is blind. Can't see.
She said, "Hold on."
Love is blind. Yes,
y'all are silly.
Your question was: has there ever been a situation in which we did not stand up for ourselves, and what was the outcome from it?
Yeah, you just acted blind. You knew things were going wrong, but
Okay.
you just didn't say anything. And what was the impact, the profound impact that it had on your life? Did it take something from you? Did you have to abort dreams and visions? Did it add to you?
Got you.
How have you twisted or I'll say it this way. If you were blind in a relationship and it caused and wreaked havoc in your life, it caused you pain, how did you bounce back from it? How about that one?
Okay, great question. The guy I was telling y'all about earlier from back in the day, darling. From that situation, it took me out for a minute. Like I had to like recalibrate. Not even just solely, just not only because of that relationship, but also as I briefly shared with you guys, my estranged relationship with my dad. Like those experiences were back to back. And so I went through a period where I just kind of like had to tap out and just disconnect from like dating and people and just figure life out. And because I am a creative, part of my ability to heal through what I'm as I'm going through things is writing and during that time period, my team and I we started working on my album Mirror Mirror. And the album Mirror Mirror is about being able to see yourself, flaws and all, and still being able to love yourself through all of the changes and betrayals that I experienced and we experienced. So because of that relationship, that shifted. Because of my relationship with my dad, that shifted. One of the things that I took away from that is how important it is to love yourself and also to make a decision every day to be a better person and not a bitter person. And one of the ways in which I chose to become better is to create and create from a place of hope. Some of the songs that I wrote on my album, when I was writing it, I was writing from a place of hope, even though I hadn't necessarily been in that space of like, oh, thank you. Like one of my songs on my album called Changing. And like one of the things from that particular song is Changing is a good one, but one of the other ones is Just Drive. And it's talking about being single. And when I wrote that song with my team, I wasn't in no relationship. I was really writing from a place of hope. Like one day, I'll be able to be in a healthy relationship and give myself, to a person who I know got my back and I got theirs. Like I had to like write from that place of hope. And so I'll say that was one of the takeaways from those two, relationships that just kind of gave me I experienced a broken heart, back to that. I would say the birth of Mirror Mirror was the coming of that, and just understanding the importance of choosing to become a better person and not a bitter person, because when we all experience betrayals, that is we are met with the crossroad of, is this gonna make me a bitter person or a better person? And so that was my takeaway. Did that answer the question? I hope it did.
It did. It totally did. How you took lemons and made lemonade, even though in that moment, as you said, you initially had that gut check and you proceeded. You just drove on through that relationship.
Even though his ankles should have been cut off. Go ahead.
Absolute girl. Ooh, Ashley.
Oh yes, all the red flags.
Please don't take me back down there.
I'm sorry.
I still have flashbacks.
I gotta test this thing for church, dude.
Girl.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit here. We're gonna move on. Let's move on with the service.
Yes, please. Because that one, anyway.
But I had to write even on that album of learning to forgive.
Yeah.
I have a song on my album called The Preacher Man, and it is about both him and my dad.
Wow.
And that place, like writing that song was from a place of like healing. Like, it was literally from like, I know this is jacked up what I went through, but I have to get to a place to heal. So
yeah.
But I mean, we had some little sassy songs on there too, where we was gonna show up at people's weddings, but I didn't,
Okay.
Let's not talk about that.
Can't confirm or deny if I did that, but that was just during my process of healing. I told you, I'm this week can get real sour.
Okay, crash the wedding. I'm the friend that be like, "Let's go,
girl."
And I'm not.
I would have known you, because she the one who talked to me talking about some girl. You should. I was like, what? I thought we was friends. What is happening? What is?
You never want to give the enemy the opportunity to say, I told you so. Because the enemy is the accuser of the brethren. It doesn't always have to be he's accusing me or somebody outside of you. The enemy is accusing you. So if you show up and show your tail, you are proving him right.
I know. And that's what she said
I
that to
heard
me, and I had
something
to
in my
ask.
head. I'm not gonna say what I heard.
What you hear?
Accuse these.
Well,
I'm glad we didn't know each other.
girl, because I was looking for somebody to pull
She would
up.
have called me and said, just shut up.
Emotional intelligence.
Cheryl gonna tell me what she just said, and I was looking at her like my ego was like, okay,
because that spirit, him, he was a liar. We talk about Risa Tisa. Risa Tisa ain't got nothing on Sherry's story. If y'all heard the stuff,
the man I married.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who the
F did I marry? But that dude must be related. Those spirits are intertwined. And we're not trying to give the enemy any kind of confirmation.
And we don't give him no more airtime. Amen.
Please, yes and amen.
I genuinely only share.
Oh, I know. I asked for this.
Yeah. But I do want to say that because I know there may be, people who will watch this and they be like, Sherry still ain't over it. And it's like, baby, I'm so over it. But to share the testimony to give hope to someone that there is joy, there is love on the other side of betrayal and all of the things. So I just share the testimony to hopefully give hope and joy.
And for the folks out there who would say, Sherry's still on that, Michelle's still on this, Ashley's still on that, why people, stuff happen. When did that happen to you? That happened to you when you were a child? I said this to someone, I think it was my friend Tanisha yesterday. The person you experience at 51, the Michelle at 51 who will be 52 soon, this person is a combination of Michelle at 12, at 17, at 30, at 40, at 50. What you see, that person that I said, I'm good by myself, that is because I spent a lot of time by myself as a child. That is because my mother worked 3 to 11 and I was the new kid in school. So I had to learn how to be my own friend because I didn't have friends often. That is because my foundational fiber is in I'm good by myself. So that is because I was a single mother for a long time. It's a combination of my experiences. Absolutely. And anything I have overcome because God made me the way he made me, because God made Sherry the way he made Sherry, because God made Ashley, because how he made Ashley, we are all givers. And for us, and I know I can speak for us, there is nothing that I've learned along the way that I'm trying to hoard to myself.
Right.
And with the fact that we know the enemy does the same things every generation, we are supposed to share how we made it over. And if that means every week, every year, every whatever, as long as I'm not sharing the story from a place of lack, I'm sharing it from a place of abundance and overcoming and healing. I'm sharing it from, hey, you don't have to feel alone because I was you. I understand how that feels. How dare a person look or hear or listen to Sherry's story? You don't have to give up on love because I have a great man now and that other man tried to break me and God said, no, not so. If the woman is out there right now, you think men not breaking women today?
Oh, they absolutely are.
You think some woman don't need to hear Sherry's testimony today? So as much as Sherry wants to share, as much as God puts it on her heart to share, and as much as women are being broken, she should share. Otherwise, I would kind of question, girl, why aren't you telling that story? You see the broken people. Why aren't you helping them heal? Why aren't you giving them light and hope? So for someone to say, why are you still sharing it? If you're tired of hearing it and you hold and you heal, maybe it's not for you.
Log off. Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyway, I'm sorry I got on the soapbox, but I hate it when people say stuff like that. Like, there are people still out here broken. There are people still out here being misused and abused and sexually abused and physically, emotionally, mentally abused. And they need that message of hope and healing. They need the message of restoration. They need the message that, girl, keep going. You'll get to a place where you won't feel like you feel today. There is someone who will love you. You are worthy. You are valuable. God is going to smile on you again.
Yep. That's it. Ash turn.
So wait, what was the question again? Oh, I think I know. So here we go.
Solo time.
I'm gonna say
Solo time. Ashley's gonna solo you out.
hold on. I didn't do that right.
Oh, look.
Oh, well, come on. You ready? You
Come
better
on,
be ready.
face. Come on,
No,
face.
You ready?
So,
Isn't that what
You ain't
the
changed.
millennials say? Come on, face.
so
He
now
ain't.
I had a relationship before my husband with this guy, and I was so infatuated with him because I had never been with this man who was so buff, and I thought he was so fine and blah blah, and he was one about these women too, but he was. I'm gonna say he was somewhat emotionally abusive, is what I'm gonna say. And there was this one thing that ended up happening, or he would respond in these ways, like when women would say stuff, he would let them say things, but he wouldn't say like, "Hey, I got a girlfriend," that's inappropriate, or blah blah blah. So that leaves you to be like, you know, so what's going on? Or you might say something, right? But then it's this thing of like, to you, why would you do something like that? And blah blah, you shouldn't care. And it's like, but bro, like, anyway, it ended up ending, but I was still like so hung up on him that even when we broke up, I was still kind of like going to go see him and you know this and this. When in all actuality, he was low key using me, and I was low key letting him, you know. But from that relationship, it made me love myself more.
Amen.
And so when I got into it, once I was completely done with him, I gained a perspective of like, my next relationship, I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it. And I'm not moving no faster. I'm not blah, blah. And I am truly going to love myself, and I'm not going to love any other man more than I love myself.
Amen.
Okay, so can you say more about that? How did you get that? How was that the messaging after you went through this pain?
Because
what
I had
about
went through so much other pain, like with other men, like because you're trying to be this and blah blah, but then you so unhealed too, right? And you trying to fit in the square when you really a circle, you know, like all of that stuff. And I had finally because I was so heartbroken, especially because I had ended up meeting the woman that he was now talking to.
Oh wow!
And we had similar stories, and he was saying the things to me that she was saying to him. She was with him out of convenience. She like, girl, he's not even my type. I really don't even want him.
Wow, really?
I was to him, he was to her, you know, like it was very interesting. Even down to the like, I was like dreaming prophetically back then, and I remember having a dream about her and blah blah. And girl, he told her to dream like he had the dream about.
Oh my
like,
girl!
It was that okay. And I got to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna love a man more than I love myself. And even with that friendship that I just told y'all about, like of my friend, and we were super duper tight, I got to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna start trusting myself. You know, the way I hype everybody else up, I gotta learn how to hype myself.
That part, get it,
Be
girl.
your own hype man first.
There you go, friends. I gotta believe in myself.
That's it.
And put myself first. You know, like, so I got to those, and I think that is the power of heartbreak, right? Like, you know, we definitely be like, but I think that is the power of heartbreak. And I think that's what it looks like to heal with God, right? It's to find the power in the pain.
Wow.
And I kind of add to that, the power of heartbreak. When we apply something the old folk used to say, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Oh yeah.
It's because you can go through heartbreak 30 times and keep choosing the same loser.
Yes.
in a different form, a different package. He looks a little different, but it's the same loser spirit. Whatever makes a person a loser for you, whatever that definition is, you keep choosing this same person because there's something unhealed in you, right? Until that 31st time and something clicks and says, no, I'm tired of this. I don't want to feel. That's why I asked you to expound. Like, what about that experience made you?
Number one, I know where I come from. I'm a girl who, and I'm gonna say I'm a girl, but I am the girl whose father didn't take care of her. Then my biological father didn't take care of me. So that leaves you to feel like, dang, well, you still missing that paternal, that male love. Then the one who I call father, he was abusive and molested me, right? And I kind of was never enough for him either, right? I didn't meet the expectations of, well, I don't want to say expectations. I wasn't his child,
right?
Really, right? So that still leaves such a hole of love. So then you go out here to these men, and you don't realize this, but you're searching for a love that you didn't really get.
Yes.
And then I had to we hear this, but you come to the end of yourself.
Yes.
So when I came to the end of myself, I was 19, 20, no, I was about 22, 23, 24. Now I'm coming to the end of myself. And I'm like, this ain't working. This is not working. I have met men on, in different spaces, on the internet, on this and I'm just like, this is not working. So I went inward. And I had my moment where I was
girl, I just got something. I was about to fall out this seat. I'm sorry. I know I'm talking all over you because we do have to end soon. But I just got something when you were saying we're talking about, is love blind? I think it can be wrapped up in, love is only blind when you refuse to see yourself.
Facts.
Oh,
I agree.
Let me process.
I agree.
Let me process. Love is only blind
when you refuse to see yourself.
When you
refuse to, or you are unable to. Refuse or unable, because refuse is, I have the opportunity, but I'm refusing it. Unable is, I'm not in a position to see myself because whatever, trauma, drama, yo mama, whatever is stopping you, refuse to or unable to. Because love starts to see, you start to be able to see and hold people accountable when you can see yourself.
Yes.
Because I'm sure talking to both of you right now, y'all dealt with things that you would never deal with today.
No.
Right? Because you see yourself today, because you love yourself today. That's why. So love is no longer blind in those ways, those things that you allowed and the things that I allowed. Oh, hell to the nizzle today. Okay.
Absolutely.
No way.
You gotta post
that had the audacity.
What'd you say?
I met my husband, that buzzard had the audacity after
she called him a buzzard.
I love that.
After I met my husband, sent me a message to let me know. It was a long message, but in summation, he actually was in love with me.
He said that to you?
Oh, really?
What you say back?
He was in love with all of this, but it's gone, friend. It's gone.
What did you say back?
Okay, I forgive you, God. But it ain't nothing else to say because now I'm with the person that I want to be with. This man from day one treated me
with respect.
Absolutely.
It was about me, and we had an understanding. And
I love it.
Yeah, all the things. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, Shell, you're gonna have to post that. That's a great post.
That is.
And can you tell the producers of Love is Blind? Like, I hate that they need to change that title because
but they're not. Like me, it's amazing.
It is,
but a person like me, I take it literal and it's not connected.
So what do you think? You think they're supposed to be blindfolded or something?
I don't. It's like, is love blind? Like, why are you asking that question when these people are in these pods?
But you have to watch it, Sherry.
I watched the first season with Lauren and
Oh yeah, Lauren and Cameron.
That one was good though. I really did like them together. I did.
I still love them together, and they're still together.
Make sense.
Well, we get it. Love is only blind when you refuse or are unable to see yourself. That is where I'm standing. And that's where
No,
I'm
I love
planning.
that. I just want them to change the title of that show.
They're not. We don't want that,
No,
Sherry.
they never will. We
But
don't
they
want
can change
that.
it to something else.
No, we like it. We like it.
I'm trying
What
to
is
think
what
of
we love is
something.
behind the wall.
Love in the
Behind the
pods.
wall.
That's what some people call it. Love in the pods.
Love in the pods.
But baby, this last episode,
We
Love
can't even
in
talk
the
about it.
pods.
I'm sorry, because Jeremy almost kicked him off them dirty
Girl, I wanted to
balls.
punch Jeremy's head like a basketball.
I was
Anyway.
irritated the first season. I was like, this is not
Yeah,
real.
he's a buzzard. He's a buzzard. But
So
okay,
all the customers,
Okay.
never mind. This is I'm about to
We
get
all
distracted.
over the time.
we
okay?
are. What'd you say, Sherry? Before
Oh
we
no,
get
I
out?
was gonna ask like from the first season because that's the only one
We're on season what, 6
You
now?
know, season six.
I know. But the couples who got married outside of Lauren and Cameron, are those couples still together?
Some of them
Most
are,
of them, no. It's
but
a
some of
couple.
them got
It's a few.
divorces. Yeah.
They got
It's-
divorced.
Lauren and Cameron are the example.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
they got 5 years. They did their renewal in Vegas.
I know.
I know.
They are the example. They
Yeah.
are the meter. They are, and no one
But I
seems to
also
be
feel
meeting
like
it.
they were like when they came there, they actually
They were
came
ready.
there for yes.
They were ready, and they really
Maybe
wanted
the
it.
show should be called "Are You Ready for Love?"
There's
No, they
already a
already
show
got
called
one.
Ready for Love.
Ready for love.
They
That
got a
come
show for that.
on, baby. That one.
Yeah,
good.
I don't-
Yeah, it's
I don't
so
watch
good,
it, but
baby.
yeah, they do.
Oh well, sorry.
Ready for love. You ain't never
Okay,
seen
well
it?
then Love in the Pods then.
Yeah, I don't watch that,
Oh, okay. But I'm.
but
just
I know it
saying.
exists.
I wanna make love in this club.
In this club.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, we just went way. Okay. Go back. So, Sherry Amour, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Sherry
guys.
has a project. She has a target. Sherry, please share this with the community and anyone who wants to support Sherry Amour and go out and get her projects. Y'all can look her up. But right now, Sherry has something that she'd like to share with you guys.
Yes. Come on.
Oh, thanks, guys, for letting me share this. My team and I, my band and I, this singling out. We just took a leap of faith, and I had a homegirl of mine reach out to me on Instagram in my DMs, like, "Hey, the Tiny Desk, concert, they're doing the contest," and I was like, I don't know if I should do this. Long story short, I got out of my head. Because I'm an overthinker. And so my band and I, we put together this really dope performance video for the Tiny Desk contest. And it is our hope to win this contest because then we'll be able to go on the Tiny Desk and do a whole dope concert and be a part of their tour that they have in the summertime. So my team and I, we just officially put up our video. And so it's been getting a lot of positive and good feedback. I so appreciate all of the love. Thank y'all so much for the love and spreading the word. So that is something that I am currently excited about and hoping to be able to be a part of. And look at you. Look at you.
So
Okay.
I'm trying to see if maybe we can go out
Now,
on a little bit. Can you hear this right now?
Greetings, beautiful people.
Yes, we can hear.
I'm your
Okay,
true
perfect.
Sherry
I just
Amour.
want to share a little bit of her Tiny Desk. So what we need you guys to do, all of you, if you're on the replay, if you're currently watching, go to this YouTube, type in Sherry Amour Tiny Desk, because that's how I just found her, just literally Sherry Amour Tiny Desk. And you can watch the video, click like and comment on the YouTube page. That is how she will be judged and whatever. But I'll give you guys a little snippet.
Ash was about to ask something.
Sorry, Ash. Go on, honey.
Like, how much did they give you guys a number that you have to get to, or?
Oh no.
Okay.
So Tiny Desk, they have their own set of judges that they'll be judging on originality and I forget what the other breakdowns are. But yeah.
Okay.
All right,
so
let's see.
Okay.
Ready to groove with us? Here we go.
And you all can hear it, right?
We could talk
Yes.
about yesterday, but don't stay there too long. Discuss all the mistakes I made along the right by being wrong. Yeah, I did a lot of moving around when I should have been moving on. Melodies back in harmony, time to sing a new song. Big dreams get my little heart, and I let it get the best of me. Little voices made a big noise, and I let it get the best of me. Oh my dreams are worthwhile. My mind is running wild, but then it finally caught up to the rest of me. Now I see it's time to get back to the music. Hey, I was afraid, so I backed away, but now I'm back to do it. A dream that sound like a bike ride, you'll never lose it. Let's get back to do it and get back to the music. Don't let it get away, you gotta let it play. Falling in love can be hard when it feels you so softly. I was the reason I was getting scarred. My biggest enemy was in me. Oh, I had seasons of love, and I froze up. Now I'm shining and I'm blooming like the flowers of spring. I'm warmed up, now it's time to bring the heat back to the music. I was afraid, so I backed away, but now I'm back into it. A dream that sound like a bike ride, you'll never lose it. Let's get back into it and get back to the music. Don't let it get away. You gotta let it play. Hey, look, be while driving, but don't let one mistake be the thing that makes you break. Will I succeed? It's likely if I don't let one mistake be the thing that I let break me. Hey, you know, life can get you in a funk sometimes.
Okay, guys, we're going to go out there. I know you want to finish listening to it.
It's
So
the,
you,
it's
to
the
go
bass and the voice that got me.
I'm about to put the link. I'm going to put the link. That is not the full. That's not
That's
the
Will
full
Baggett
performance.
on the bass, Paul Hall on
Period.
the drums, and Mr. Nathiano on the keys, who is the producer of the song, and my dear friend Derek Christian. He is the writer of this song, and teamwork makes the dream work. And shout out to Mabo who shot this, and we were at Studio Unstoppable, Paul's house.
And just to wrap this all up in a little bow, that part of that project, that Mirror Mirror, was that Sherry referenced earlier.
And back
That
to the music.
project was the product of heartbreak because she was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and she used it. That whole scripture that we always misuse, all things work together for good. All things work together for good to those who love the Lord and are called according to purpose. She loves God. She called according to purpose. She used that pain and made it an amazing project. So
Thank
go.
you.
The link is in the comments.
Yes.
Please go watch the video on YouTube. Click
Thank you
like,
so much,
hear
y'all.
the whole project, hear the whole song, and comment. She'll respond. She's really good about responding.
Thank you so much, y'all. My honey just texted me. He's watching. Hi, honey. Hi, honey.
I will. Sorry. I think Will knows there's a few screws loose in there already about me, so he's all right.
He loves you, Phil.
But Sherry, hi Will. Oh, that is my sister for real. But Sherry, thank you so much for being here. Thank y'all.
Thank
Let
y'all.
us
Thank
know
you.
in the comments.
I
Let
appreciate
us
y'all.
know.
Thank
Do
y'all.
y'all think love is blind? Will, let us
Yes.
know in the comments. Do you think love is blind?
Jill, you
It's
gotta
not
go
blind.
out with your quote.
What's my quote? Oh, I got it. The one you told me to post. Girl, you not just be talking. I'm
But
sorry.
them be the quotables.
I know. Okay. Love is only blind when we refuse to or are unable to see ourselves.
That's right. That's right.
Because
So they
when you
need to
see
change that
yourself,
show.
when you
They're
see
right.
yourself, you have some standards and some boundaries, and you gotta. I want to walk into love. That's why I hate that term. I fell in love, because if you fall in love, you can stand up and get out of it. You choose to be in love, but I need to be able to see
That's
while
true.
I'm in love. I need to be able to see that. I need to be able to see me and you.
That's it.
If I gotta wear blindfolds, I don't want you.
I know that's right.
I don't want you. I don't want you.
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
you.
you.
I don't want you. I don't want you.
I don't
Yeah.
want you. Okay, everyone. So y'all know where to follow us. Ash,
Yes.
we are way over.
Way over.
This has been a great
Well, thank
great
y'all so much
episode.
for having me.
Sherry, we're gonna
It's
leave
been
you with the
fun.
last words. Thank
Go
you.
ahead,
Thanks,
girl.
Ash.
I don't have anything to say.
The benediction.
Thanks, guys. You didn't have to single me out either. You didn't have to single me out. My lip gloss went off.
Oh, my head hurts
Y'all
so
go be
bad.
blessed. Happy
Well,
Women's Month.
Y'all
Be
know what
blessed.
to do. You know to follow us on the Hey Auntie and Ash YouTube page.
Mhm.
To follow me on Instagram, I am Ash Janelle. YouTube, Notes with Ash. You know to go to Sherry Amour's Tiny Desk and
Thank
to
Yes.
you.
like and to
Mhm.
comment.
Yes.
You also know to go to Out of My Shell
Aw.
on Instagram as well as
The Voice. Mhm.
Out of my shell, The Voice.
There you go.
Okay.
You
On
better
Instagram.
sing it,
And
Ash.
also to follow Auntie on Coach Michelle, right?
Coach
On
Michelle
Facebook.
Jackson
Coach
on
Michelle
YouTube.
Jackson
On
YouTube.
Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yep.
See,
Yep.
all
I
of the
did it.
things. Y'all
All
do
the
that.
things.
We
Ash.
love
Look at
y'all.
you.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
Bye. See you next week.
Thank y'all. Share this out too. This was a fun episode.
It was.
Thank y'all. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
y'all.
Let's end y'all.